All right, y'all, so in this video, we're gonna talk about money manifestation because it is real and it is a way to get money through manifestation and the law of attraction. That's actually the number one way to make money is by attracting it, not chasing it. Anything that you chase starts to run, but when you become the person who is aligned with the frequency of wealth and money, then it's easy to manifest. So let me explain that to you. First of all, we gotta talk about money. We gotta define money on an energetic, spiritual basis. Because when it comes to money, money is just energy. That's why they call it currency. It's a value exchange. That's all money is. It's just energy being transferred. Once you understand that money is just energy, all you have to do to get it is align your energy to the frequency of money. You have to be vibrating at the same frequency. So manifesting isn't magic, it's alignment and identity. When it comes to manifestation, it's not something that you have to learn how to do because you are always manifesting. The reason you're even watching this video, you manifested it. The phone, laptop, TV, whatever you're using to watch this video, you manifested it. The place you are in right now, you manifested it. The people, the experiences, everything that happens in your life is an expression of your inner thoughts and your beliefs and your dialogue and your identity, right? So once you understand that you are always manifesting, that takes away the stress of how do I manifest because you're already doing it. But now the question becomes, how do I align my energy and my identity to be the person who is worthy of manifesting money? I'm going to say that again. How do you align your identity to become the person who is worthy to manifest the money that they desire, right? So it becomes about alignment and identity. Once you understand this, you don't have to force yourself to get money, to chase money, to figure out all these different ways, because there's people who could start the same business. One is aligned and one is not. One is living in lack, scarcity, fear, and the other is living in abundance, opportunity. They're optimistic and they can attract two different results. Depending on what frequency they're at, one's gonna manifest more income and the other one's gonna manifest more struggle. So understanding about identity, your outer world mirrors your inner world. I always say this because your outside world, whatever you see in your reality, however much money you're making right now, whatever job you've manifested, whatever life you're experiencing, you created it through your inner thoughts, your belief system, who you believe you are and what you deserve. So whether you think you want money, it doesn't matter if you want money, because if you're a person who wants more money, the universe hears this person wants more money. So let's create a reality for them where they want more money. Stay with me now because that was very important. If you're somebody who wants more money, you are going to create a reality of a person who wants more money. So just you wanting more money already creates the lack. You have to be a person who is already making a lot of money, is making their desired reality. You're already making 50K a month. It has to happen in here in your inner world before the outer world will reflect it. So that's very important, understanding that that frequency is just a mirror of how your inner self feels and thinks about your identity and your reality. You don't attract by wanting, you attract by being the version that already has it. Just like I talked about, you can't just want it because that's all you're going to attract is the experience of wanting it. You have to become that person. Well, how do you do that, Dre? Well, let me tell you. It's called identity shifting. You have to embody the version of yourself who already has what they desire, who has the desired results and experiences. So identity shifting comes down to these four things. Defining your desired identity. So what life do you want to experience? And you need to write this down and be very clear because clarity is the key to actually having that vision and starting to embody that version. So if you're someone who desires to be making $50,000 a month, how would that person dress? How would they act? How would they feel? Where would they live? How would they speak? How would they carry themselves? You have to envision yourself already making this 50K and start to really reflect and think about how would you be acting. If you knew right now, for example, that you had $1 million waiting on you at the end of this month, would you be worried about your bills? Would you be watching videos on how to manifest money? Would you be thinking about ways to get money? You would be so happy. You'd be living in alignment. And right there, that is how you practice living in that frequency. Because if you already knew, you have to trick your brain. Like that money's already coming. It's already here. And you're going to start to feel like that. And then that's how you're going to start to attract the opportunities. Because realistically, if you knew you were about to make $1 million at the end of the month and you already had it guaranteed and you didn't have no worries about it, everything would be different. Your conversations, people trying to trigger you, nothing wouldn't really bother you like that. You would just be living like that person who was happy, excited, and just ready to receive that blessing. So you have to define your desired reality. Define what that person would feel like, look like, and act like if they already had that money. You have to adopt the new behaviors. Now you got to practice what that person does, because what you do frequently becomes your frequency. So when you start to practice feeling good, getting up in the morning with extra energy, getting up motivated, going for your run, hitting the gym, doing everything that you said you would do if you had that $1 million, you have to already start to embody that and do those habits, because what you do frequently becomes your frequency. You have to embed it into beliefs. A belief, I talk about this in a lot of my videos. You guys go check out my video on how to reprogram your mind and your limiting beliefs. Because a belief, if you look at the word, belief is be life. It means you're giving life to a thought. You're giving life to it by thinking about it enough time. When you give it life, when you give it thought, it becomes matter. That's why when someone says it doesn't matter, they're not giving it life. But when something does matter, that means matter, materializing, form. You're giving that life. You're creating that energy from your mind and turning it into actual matter, which becomes physical in your reality. So if something matters to you, you got to give it life. You have to live it. It's a belief, right? You have to visualize that new reality until it's almost real, because your brain doesn't know the difference between what's not real and what's real. That's why if you watch a movie, you'll get the emotions, you'll feel connected to the character, and you know that you're watching a movie and it's not real, but your brain, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference, so it'll still feel those emotions. Your personality creates your personal reality. I'm gonna say that one more time. Your personality creates your personal reality. So if you're a person who identifies with your personality, feels like they're not enough, they don't make enough money, money's hard to get, they lack it, they're struggling. If you identify with this person who is stuck, broke, you are going to experience the personal reality of somebody who embodies that personality. Whew, that was deep. That was deep. You are going to embody that personal reality of someone with that personality. So you need to change your personality to somebody who is wealthy, somebody who gets what they want, somebody who conquers, somebody who takes action, is productive, creates their wealth, doesn't wait for wealth and money to come to them. You got to design that new persona and start embodying it and acting like it if you want to transform to a new character and to a new reality where you're that version of that person in life. You got to stop chasing. You got to become the frequency of wealth. Be and it will come. Become the person who is worthy of that frequency. Becoming is another powerful word, because when you be, it will come, and you have to become that new identity. And guys, if you want to learn more about this, I dropped the book. It's in the link in the description. Becoming the frequency of wealth. This is where I go into all the laws of the frequency of money, of wealth, the law of value exchange, the law of circulation, the law of reflection. There's so many different laws and ways how money works. So once you start to understand that wealth frequency and actually understand how to play the game and align yourself to that frequency, you will start to attract it more into your reality. And if you guys found this video helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, go check out some of my other videos on the law of attraction, spirituality, personal development, and I will see you guys in the next video.